Hello and welcome. This is EPL Victoria together here with FNR Football Nation Radio, and this is your live draw for the EPL Victoria tournament. Josh Parrish alongside my lovely assistant Lockie Flanagan. Lockie, how are you doing?
Oh, Josh, I am fantastic. I'm really excited. I haven't played FIFA myself in a while, so I am super keen to get this tournament drawn and eventually get it started because I'm very keen to see some FIFA 20 action right before we get into a fresh FIFA on the horizon.
Absolutely. One of the last FIFA 20 tournaments before we switch over to the new game. This was conceived as a replacement for the cancelled NPL Victoria season, and we've actually gone out and recruited real-life players from those NPL teams to compete in an online FIFA tournament. It is knockout. It is two-legged ties. We've got 8 teams lined up, and we're going to be drawing the first round of knockout fixtures tonight. Lockie, have you got a high-tech drawing system for producing absolutely impartial results here?
Well, Josh, the microphone that I'm using tonight would lead you to believe that I have the highest in technology available to me. But for the draw itself, I've gone a little bit old school. I have my 2 cups here. I've got the teams that will be entering into the tournament in one basket, and I've got the clubs with which they'll be playing in the other. So we're going to start off with our team allocation draw, where I'll pick a team, and then I will pick the club with which they will play in the tournament before going on to a cup draw.
So just to be clear, none of those numbers have been sitting in a cold freezer for any amount of time beforehand. We haven't gone full NBA David Stern here.
There's a few warm pieces of paper. I won't tell you which clubs those are, but I know, Josh. We can't undermine that everything is being done completely above board here. You saw the cups themselves. Everything is totally legit.
All right, fantastic. Well, without further ado, let's get into it. The first round will allocate a club side in FIFA to an NPL Victoria team. We'll draw out the NPL Victoria team first, and then the club they will be playing as in the FIFA tournament. Lockie, take it away.
All right. Well, I'll read these out as they get drawn, and I'll start off with the first NPL Victoria team, which will be, or just NPL team rather, because we do have some others. But anyway, the first team drawn is Port Melbourne Soccer Club. So that is the first team we have, and they will be playing with one of our 8 teams, who is going to be this one that I've just picked up here. Oh, a very big one for Port Melbourne. They will be playing with Barcelona.
Barcelona first out of the hat for Port Melbourne Sharks. I'm sure Kris Kioussis, their competitor, will be very happy that Lionel Messi has stuck around. Next one, please, Lockie.
Next team from the NPL here in Victoria, or indeed across the country. We still have some to come through, but this one is from Victoria. Heidelberg United, the club they will be playing with is, Josh, I'm assuming you're doing a drum roll for me right now. For those watching at home, Heidelberg United will be playing with Manchester City.
Manchester City, a great draw there for Aamir Abdallah in his first involvement here with us in the EPL Victoria setup. We're very much looking forward to seeing what he can do. Next team, please, Lockie.
All right, let's get into it. The team about to be taken out of my very legitimate set of cups here with the notes inside. Another one being drawn now. Dandenong Thunder. They will have, let's see what I can pull out of the hat here, or out of the cup more specifically. Oh, an interesting one. Okay, we have Dandenong Thunder. They'll be playing with Piemonte Calcio, who are, I'll just say for the purposes of legal reasons, they are definitely not Juventus. There is no relation between the two. But Dandenong Thunder have drawn Piemonte Calcio as their club for the tournament.
Adjin, Memeti, if you're wondering, yes, there is a licensing issue in the FIFA series this year, but you still will have Cristiano Ronaldo on your team, even though we cannot legally call them the Italian champions.
No, if there's one thing to be certain, definitely not Juventus. I don't want anyone to get these things mixed up. Piemonte Calcio is a separate entity. But speaking of separate entities, let's get into the next team, which will be, according to my mix-up of these notes here, going to be Kingston City.
Kingston City. Well, it will be Sermin Sadikovski looking for redemption here after he was handily beaten in the warm-up game we showed, Lucky. What team will Sermin have at his disposal?
Well, I have been mixing them around as you've been speaking, Josh. So well done for filling in the dead space there. Oh, this is a very big team for certain Sermin Sadikovski to play with. Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Well, they didn't start in convincing fashion overnight in La Liga, Lockie, this past weekend, but hopefully Sermin can turn things around for them, the La Liga champions.
Well, losing Gareth Bale will do that to you. The best goal for the club, and he's gone. I mean, that can only hurt you during your La Liga season.
Next team, Lockie?
I am on the way with that next team, who will be Avondale, the Avengers.
Avondale and Rory Bryan, who was so convincing in that warm-up tie. He's one of the favourites here for the tournament. Who will he have to play with?
He will have, one of the best clubs in European football at the moment. The reigning champions of England, Rory Bryan, will be playing with Liverpool.
Oh, Rory's got to be pumped with that. Surely, so much pace up front at his disposal.
Fantastic. And he'll have Thiago as well, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it depends if we're making the transfers before the tournament starts. That'll be something for the organisers to discuss, I suppose.
All right, the next team we've got is our South Australian competitors, the Para Hills Knights.
Oh, yes, that's Paul Wilson. You may know him from his time here in Victoria with Hume City. He's moved over the border to South Australia, but we've included him as a wild card, regardless, competing for his new club, Para Hills Knights.
Well, there's not too many teams left in my cup here. The definitely real cup that is drawing all these teams. That sounded like it was a lie. It's not. Definitely legitimate. Here's the piece of paper. Para Hills Knights will be playing with Manchester United.
All right. Well, two teams left to pick out of the cups. I was going to say the hat, Lockie. It's not a hat. It's a mug.
Josh, how many times do I have to show you? We've got cups. Cups. All right. Two teams left to pick. Second to last team. The penultimate team coming out of the cup is Dandy City.
Dandenong City. Well, that will be Christian Cavallo competing in this year's tournament. Very much looking forward to seeing what he can do after crossing that infamous Dandenong divide.
And drawing the team that he'll be playing with now. There is at least one very big fish left to draw. Let's see if City rather get it. They do. They do get it. Dandy City will be playing with Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich. Well, if I've been keeping track, Lockie, that means that it's our wild card is last out of the hat.
The wildcard entrant. You are more than right, Josh. There's only one team left to pick. They've been picked. There's only one club left to pick, and that is PSG. That is a very, very handy selection for whoever that mystery wildcard team happens to be. That's probably going to entice a wildcard entrant to come in, having a team like PSG to come on.
Well, negotiations are in progress. I've been told we're not quite at an announcement yet, but keep an eye out on the EPL socials, Esports Live socials, I should say, for the announcement of who that team and that player will be. Neatly tied off there, Lockie, our mystery team as the last out of the hat. So now the important part, who will be playing who? This is the big one. It's a home and away leg. Home team drawn first, away team second, and then they will play the reverse fixture. Aggregate score will progress.
Teams are back in the cup. They will be redrawn. Our first team coming out of the hat coming out of the cup is Avondale. They're back.
Avondale, Rory Bryan, heavyweight. He's obviously in some good form, some good nick coming into these fixtures. So I think most will be wanting to avoid Rory Bryan, the Avondale goalkeeper, in this first round. Who's copped the wrath of Rory Bryan?
Having watched Rory Bryan play, I would be very nervous if I was this next team to be drawn out of the cup, which is, oh dear, it's the wildcard team, Josh. It's the
wildcard, the newcomers.
It could be a fantastic thing. It could be a terrible thing. Who knows?
Could be a baptism of fire.
That is the beauty of the wildcard, Josh. You don't know what you're going to get, and it's going to be very exciting. That's the only thing you know you're going to get.
So not a lot of preparation Rory Bryan can do in the meantime as he awaits the announcement of who that wild card will be. But it's Avondale at home in the first quarterfinal against our wild card.
All right. So second quarterfinal, first team coming out of the cup, Kingston City.
Kingston City. Well, Sermin Sadikovski, I'm sure, is pleased to avoid Rory Bryan in the first round, but I'm sure has a point to prove after that warm-up fixture went awry. So he's drawn at home. Who will he be playing?
The danger is not necessarily gone for Sermin Sadikovski because there is still quite a few teams in this pot, and the one that he'll be coming up against is the Para Hills Knights, Josh.
Para Hills Knights, Paul Wilson with Manchester United will play against Sermin Sadikovski's Real Madrid, or representing Kingston City, of course. Kingston at home, Para Hills away in the first leg.
That's number 3 that we're on to now, Josh. I am drawing.
Third quarterfinal tie.
Give me the word. Say when, Josh. Say when. Go on.
Give me a team, Lockie.
All right. Okay. The team you have got is Dandy City. Dandy City.
Dandenong City. Of course, Christian Cavallo playing with Bayern Munich, the European champions.
This is a tough assignment. Whoever's on the other side of this draw, which will be Port Melbourne.
Port Melbourne Sharks, first out of the hat. I almost forgot about Kris Kioussis all the way back at number 1, but he's playing with Barcelona, so a heavyweight tie, Bayern Barcelona. I'm sure Kris Kioussis will be hoping it doesn't go how it went in the real-life Champions League.
Write off Kris Kioussis at your peril, Josh. Write him off at your peril, which means, of course, we only have 2 teams left. So the first one drawn out, the team who will get the sort of home fixture first, Heidelberg United. They will be
Heidelberg United.
Dandenong Thunder. If you hadn't already guessed that, if you're playing at home, Dandenong Thunder is the team that Heidelberg United will be playing.
Well, to recap those first round ties, it's Avondale versus our wild card, Kingston City versus Para Hills Knights, Dandenong City versus Port Melbourne Sharks, and Heidelberg United taking on Dandenong Thunder. So these 2-legged knockout fixtures will be streamed over the course of the next couple of weeks. Lockie, I can't wait to be alongside you in commentary.
I'm more than keen with the matchups we've got, the matchups we've drawn this evening, the teams we've drawn this evening. I am very, very, very excited.
This is the EPL Victoria live draw. Thank you for joining us. Keep an eye on Esports Live and FNR Football Nation Radio for the first round of games.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this live esports fixture here.